is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
Alright guys, today I'm here at Affordable Art Fair at booth D11 with James. James, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Awesome. Can you tell us your gallery's Instagram, please?
It's Signet Contemporary Art, Chelsea, in London.
Perfect. And is this your first time at the art fair here?
No, I've been coming here for about 5 years, every 6 months, so I've been here 10 times.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Can you tell us about the artwork that you have in your booth?
Carefully curated artists. I've been showing quite a few of my artists here every 6 months for the past 5 years.
Okay.
I always like to introduce new artists in. I only sell originals, one-offs, no prints, no editions.
Okay.
They're just one-off pieces. I find that's easier for my clients to select something which no one else has got.
Yeah.
Every 6 months when I come here, I've always got a new collection of works, new collection of artists. I've got about 10 artists on the stand at the moment, and I'm pretty sure that they're all going to be well received.
That's awesome. Yeah, the booth looks amazing. And how many artists do you have in total?
10 artists just here, but I do represent over 130, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I do a lot of shows all around the world, so this is just one of my little watering holes that I go to.
Nice, nice. And are you the founder of the gallery?
Me and my wife.
Oh, nice.
Yes, my wife originally found her. I just brought it up to a little bit further along.
Yeah.
I've been working in this company for 10 years.
Oh, wow. And how was, because a lot of listeners love to hear, the process of the founders. How did, what made you guys start your own gallery?
It's kind of like a partnership.
Uh-huh.
My wife used to work in a gallery over in Mayfair.
Okay.
For 8 years, she managed the gallery over there. I was an engineer for 21 years.
Oh, wow. That's
I
nice.
decided to... She come to me with a proposition, said, would you like to run a gallery? And I'm like, I've never run a gallery. I don't know anything about art.
Yeah.
She said, you don't need to know anything about art. You're the boss.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. So that's kind of...
That doesn't sound too bad.
The pressure's come off me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like... I do find with my pieces, if I select them good enough,
Uh-huh.
I'm just here to assist with a sale. And that brings pressure off of you. Last thing you want is the pressure of someone going, oh, how much is this? Who's the artist? What's the information? I know all the information. I've learned that. I've done a mad crash course. I did 12 shows a year for 5 years, all around the world. That was kind of like jumping me in the deep end.
Yeah.
I've learned so much in the past 10 years, and I've probably learned in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Saying that, I have got this engineering mind where in the engineering trades, they upgrade everything practically every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Engineering, I do hydraulic engineering, I do mechanical engineering. There's always something new. You've got heated seats, you've got this, you've got that. So I found this, to be honest, it's quite easy to adapt.
Oh, that's so smart.
And also I like to explain these pieces and these paintings in an engineering point of view and kind of simplify it as well. No one wants to hear about Rembrandts and all these Magrittes and all of these and just start name dropping.
Yeah.
It's quite annoying, so I do things a little bit differently. I tell them a little bit of a story about the artist, because these are human beings which actually create. It's not made in China.
Yeah.
This is real work created by human beings from all over the world. So I've got artists from Canada, Spain, France, Peru.
Oh, wow.
That's a Spanish, Canadian, and a British artist as well, and a Polish artist.
Oh, that's amazing.
And Irish. So that just keeps going.
All over the world.
Like if someone says, "Oh, you're representing a US artist," I'm like, "Yeah, I just happen to be on US soil.
Yeah.
I'm normally in Hong Kong, Singapore, New York. I'm all over the place."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And did you? This is beautifully curated, by the way. The booth. Did you do it yourself?
A combination of me and my wife.
Oh, okay.
We like to do X Factor.
Yeah.
Kind of like before we take the paintings, we like to just go through each one. But we don't. I don't like to take away the integrity of my artists. I like them to create, but also I still need. I'm at the front line here. I know exactly what sells. I know exactly what people want in terms of subject matters, medium sizes. etc., etc. The artists don't really know that. They just paint something. They don't
Yeah.
care what the size of the canvas. They don't even
Yeah.
know. They could just
Yeah.
paint something weird. And I'm like, I'm not going to sell that. I have
Yeah.
to think of it like, will it fit inside the client's interior decor?
Absolutely, yeah.
And also the price point as well. It's an affordable art fair, so we've got to keep
Yeah.
the prices affordable.
Wow, I love how like you basically just like simplified the art world,
Pretty
but made
much.
it so much better. Like you say, like 6 months. I think that's so genius because a lot of people, would just like hoard old inventory and try to push it, but that's so like smart that you have the eye for that in the background. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, do you mind sharing if you do you have any other events later this year or next year coming up?
I am doing the Battersea show,
Okay.
which is over in London.
Okay.
There's a show over there in Battersea. I do have a gallery also that we
Okay.
do a London show that we've got going on at the moment, which
Yeah.
is kind of I love London, all paintings of London. I get all my artists to create something of London. They come up with really interesting
Yeah.
things, especially if you've got some real abstract stuff. You
Yeah.
can kind of see it in there. And then after that, I'm off to Singapore, and then I finish up in Miami in January.
Oh, nice. Are you doing the Art Basel in
I'm
December?
doing Palm Beach.
Oh, Palm Beach. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then
cool.
Singapore, which is the Affordable Art Fair Singapore.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. If you could just tell me your Instagram account one more time.
It's Signet Contemporary Arts Chelsea.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, we see each other around in London.
Cool.
And until then.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online. This is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
All right, guys. Today I'm at Affordable Art Fair at booth D9 at Art. You have to help me with this one. I'm sorry. Art Pantheon Galleries. Did I get it right?
Yeah, Art Pantheon, but
Yes.
yours works.
You know, you
As
say
long as you get the spelling
you say it
right.
way more chic than I do. I love that. I love that. Can you tell me the gallery's Instagram, please?
So it's ARTPANTHEONLTD.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
And can you tell us about the booth that you have here?
Oh, great. So we're a first-time gallery from Lagos, Nigeria, and we're exhibiting for artists. And it's been interesting to see how our works resonate with people.
Yeah.
I believe that we are showing a different style of art, African art, to the New York audience. It's also our first time exhibiting in New York, and it's been amazing. Our artists are really focusing on the male perspective of mental health, and a work that unfortunately people can't see it, but right here, this work is representing the responsibilities that comes with being a man, and he's metaphorically representing that with a balloon, and that's meant to show the amount of things the average man has to carry on his
wow.
shoulders. Yes,
That's very
So
cool.
it's
I'll
been
make
great.
sure to share the picture on Instagram. Is it how many artists do you have in this booth?
Four. We
Four
have
artists?
Yes.
Oh wow. So are they divided by like how did you guys curate this? Is it by like each was an
So
artist?
we definitely were going for cohesion, and
Okay.
you can kind of see that right away. And I
Yeah.
think we did a good job because a lot of people who have come in and probably assumed that they were all done by the same person,
Yeah.
which is a good sign. You
Yeah.
can't tell the distinction right away. But yes, we handpicked them. We wanted to bring something refreshing, and I think we did a good job curating.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what come out. It's like beautifully curated.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
And how did you get into like your own gallery? Like how was that process for you?
I mean, we've definitely, you have to serve to lead. We've definitely
Yes.
served the art industry in Nigeria and Africa at large for well over 15 years. And timing, I guess, was just this was the right time to start something of our own. And we opened in 2021.
Oh, nice.
And it's been great so far.
Very good. And do you represent mostly Nigerian artists, or are there international artists too?
Mostly, like I would say 90%, 90% Nigerian artists. Definitely some in other parts of Africa, Ghana, and some neighboring West African countries. But yes, mostly Nigerian artists.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And do you also represent like other artists within like near Nigeria, or?
Oh yeah, we represent a lot of artists. Unfortunately, we can't bring everyone.
No, of course, shipping costs would be
crazy.
crazy.
So hopefully, if we're back in spring, which I would hope we would be, we definitely would love to shuffle things around and just give people a different taste of what we have. Yeah.
And are most of your artists medium? I see that it's like painting.
Yeah, so the majority of them they deal in acrylic and some oil, and then you have like the mixed media folks. He uses jutes and shreds, charcoal, so a wide array of mediums for sure.
Yeah. And how has you mentioned this was your first year at the art fair, correct?
Yes.
How has that been for you?
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one. I think as a lover of the art, I know my relationship with a lot of these works.
Yeah.
But then it's always intriguing to see how they resonate with people, what people take out of them. Do they need any guidance on what they mean, or are they able to interpret it right away? So it's been very interesting to see. I would say we're doing a great job. I mean, 3 works have been sold already.
Oh, congratulations. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. So clearly the message is getting across. So we love that.
And do you like hearing what people see in the artwork? Or do you kind of just let them have their private moment, or do you like hearing their perspective on each of the painting? Yeah,
my process is really simple. Kind of let them take it in at first. I mean, these works are big, and for the untrained eye, when I say untrained eye, I know a lot of people here are art enthusiasts, but for most people this may be their first time seeing works of this style. So kind of give them a little moment to take it in, and ask them. You definitely don't want to shape how they interpret it, but you kind of want to see what they grab from it and kind of see if it aligns with the original messaging. If it doesn't, that's the beauty of it being, subjective. If it doesn't, hey, you just give it a new meaning.
Yeah.
If it does, perfect. So I kind of go with that. Let them observe, take it in, and just maybe shed some more light on the works that probably have a deeper meaning. Yeah.
And are you doing other art fairs this year or next year?
Interesting. 2 weeks from now, we're doing 154 in London.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So we do a couple of fairs in Europe, mostly because it's closer proximity to Nigeria. But this being our first fair in North America, it definitely wouldn't be our last. It's been very encouraging so far, and we definitely will be back. Yeah.
And how did you get into the arts? How did this all begin for you?
Honestly, I would say maybe that's me personally. I was around art from when I was 5, 6.
Oh, wow,
following my mom around to art exhibitions, openings, auctions, and so I was a little child watching some of the artists grow into now masters in the Nigerian art space, and full circle. I'm much older now, and I have a newer appreciation for it. Then it was just casual. I'm 7. I don't care. I didn't care for it back then. I didn't know what it meant. I just saw paintings and always wondered, why would people spend so much money on just paintings, right? And now it's you definitely see the importance of art. For some people it's their way of releasing. Some people it's their way of coping. Whatever it is, it's beautiful.
Perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Absolutely.
For everybody listening, we're in booth D9, so please come make sure and check it out. Are you going to be here every day to talk with people?
Yes, every day. We're here every day up until Sunday. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So thank you again, and hopefully we see each other in London or another place of the world.
As long as we see each other, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online. This is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
Alright guys, today I'm at Affordable Art Fair at booth D7. Can you help me? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Muse Gallery?
I think it's called Musée.
Musée Gallery? Okay, perfect. And can you tell us how many artists you have here at the booth?
We have 10 artists.
10 artists? Awesome. And can you tell us just about one of them that is in the booth? Like, which one is...
So we have Jina Kwon, who is an artist from South Korea, but she's now working from New York. She's based in New York. And her work is a formalist work, which means that her work purely plays with color and form to make abstraction.
Oh, nice.
And her work consists of dots and lines, which are the most fundamental building blocks of visual art.
Absolutely, and I love that it's so colorful. And is this the gallery's first time at the Affordable Art Fair?
I believe, yes. Even though this musée is actually a art rental space, an online platform. Oh, okay. And it's also partnered with Gallery 776, which is based in Manhattan.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And how has your experience been here so far at the Affordable Art Fair?
Very good. We had earlier potential buyers.
Oh, nice.
And so nice.
And are you also an artist, or?
Yes, I'm one of the.
You are one of the artists?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. So, can you tell me a little bit about your work?
So, I primarily paint women.
Okay.
Because I want to see myself as a woman as well. So,
okay, cool.
But I'm kind of limited in exploring that option, so I express myself as a woman on painting.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And how many paintings are you showing here?
Just one here.
Just one? Okay, that's beautiful. I love that. And how is your creative process? Like, how do ideas come to you?
So, I always start with the feminine figure. But then everything else, I think of a pose that relates to a story or narrative. Okay. And then the pose of the figure anchors onto a canvas in terms of a space or composition. Yeah. And within that composition, I fill it with other elements that tell more of a narrative and symbolic things.
Oh wow, that's so nice. And is this what kind of medium is this? Is this oil or acrylic?
Acrylic, but it's open acrylic, so it
nice.
acts like oil.
Oh,
it's
I couldn't
drying.
tell. Yeah. That's very cool. And are you an artist that you like to paint in the daytime or the nighttime? Or
nighttime.
Nighttime?
Yeah.
Can you share with us why do you prefer the nighttime?
Because I work during the day, and then at night, I get basically desperate about my life and my art.
And you need to relax.
I want my art to be like an escape route from the mundaneness of my life.
Yeah.
So then that pressures me to pursue art and painting more seriously and more earnestly.
Oh, that's so cool. And then how is it for you? Do you write down all of your ideas, or how do you keep track of all your ideas so you can paint them?
So for me, everything comes in spontaneously in the moment of creation. Okay. So I can visualize the image in my mind and the story behind it. So I don't really make sketches or take notes.
Oh wow, so it's just organic for you.
Yeah, it's like having a dream, and you wake up from the dream.
That's
and
so cool.
You try to interpret it.
Yeah.
So I make the painting, and then I try to interpret what I painted.
Oh wow.
It's a little bit weird. But
that's so difficult. A lot of people do the drawing before, and that's so cool that you do that.
Thank you.
And then how is when before you start to paint, do you how's your creative process, the studio process? Do you have to have a coffee? Do you have to meditate, or can you just sit down and start painting right away?
So I just turn on music. That's the most important thing.
Okay.
And then depending on the music, whether it's kind of happy or upbeat or even energetic, or even sometimes different emotions can come out. And every painting studio, the process will involve painting, but it really involves, for me, visualization and within the mind, I can see the form and the colors.
Oh, okay.
And that allows me to replicate what I see in my mind.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
And it's a continual cyclical process of seeing something in my mind and putting it down, and then seeing something on top of what I put down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And are you an artist, like once you start painting you have to finish the painting, or can you like step back, go to real life, or do you have to like start from like start to finish?
I have to start to finish it right away because I get very anxious about not finishing the painting.
Okay.
So I have to finish it that day.
Oh, that's very cool. And being an artist, do you find your brain always thinking about ideas? Are you always like having like creativity and visions of art in your brain?
I actually think about a lot of things that aren't related to my own art, but could be of use to other people, or things that I haven't explored as an artist, but I can still have the option of exploring that direction in the future.
Oh, nice.
For example, I recently felt that light could be a form of communication. Like
what you mean, like space and universe, kind of like that?
What I mean is light consists of energy, right?
Yeah.
Which consists of waves.
Like frequency, yeah.
And so you could convert that frequency into a number.
Oh, wow, okay.
And each number could represent
like an alphabet letter, kind
something
of.
like that.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's such a genius idea.
Thank you.
That's so cool, yeah. And then do you only do paintings, or do you do other mediums?
I do photography, including abstract light-based painting, and also gender fluid cross-dressing.
Oh, nice. Oh, so when you say like the photography, is it the one that like you draw with the light?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Can you? I have no idea how that works. Can you tell us about like how do you? Because I always see pictures, but I never know like how you do the drawing. How is that?
There are two ways to go about it. First would be to have a light source in front of the camera, and you move the camera to draw with the camera, which is much more difficult. Or second option is to have the camera on a tripod, and then you dance in front of the camera with the light source.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So do you need like a specific camera, like a night vision camera, or is it a normal camera?
It can be any DSLR.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah.
That's so cool.
As long as you have the option of putting it on long exposure.
Yeah.
And then you would need a filter to control the lighting because sometimes it's too strong.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always wonder. I'm like, I thought you had to get like a special camera.
No.
So you can do this like you have to do this inside the house, or you can do outside the house.
Mostly inside or in the night, like nighttime.
In the night. So it just has to be dark.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. And are you working on anything else at the moment?
I am a writer for New Visionary magazine.
Oh, nice.
Which is run by Victoria J. Fry of the Visionary Art Collective, and we feature artists that we find very promising, and we also write reviews of art exhibitions.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. And are you doing any art fairs later this year or next year?
I believe this gallery will return next year as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Definitely.
And do you mind sharing with us your Instagram account so everybody can like look you up and see your artwork?
You mean my artist account or the gallery account?
Your Instagram account.
Oh, so it'll be CHUN.
Okay.
.PARK.7.
Perfect. Well, and then can I ask, what's your background? Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from South Korea.
Oh, nice.
I was born in Seoul, but I grew up in Mokpo.
That's so cool. And do you find, because I interview like a lot of international artists, do you think that your background and being from South Korea, like you can see it in your work?
Definitely. For example, here you see the lady has black hair.
Yes.
And it's like it has that the bundling of the hair. I forgot what it's called.
The braid.
Braided. Yeah, it's braided, and also the nose shape is rounded, so it's more Asian to me.
Yeah.
And the lady the monster behind her has really round cheeks, which are kind of feature I think is characteristic of Asians. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Hopefully we see each other around on another art fair. Wish you the best of luck. And until next time, thank you again so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online. This is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
All right, guys. Today I am at Affordable Art Fair at booth F3 with Harsh Collective. Can you tell us about this amazing gallery a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm Etta, the founder of Harsh Collective, and we're here today with 3 female artists, all kind of talking about the places they call home outside of the U.S. So we have Johanna Castilla, who is a Finnish artist, Uzo Njoku, who's a Nigerian-born artist who grew up in Virginia and is now based in New York, and Gabriella Kramer, who is from California and moved to Israel for about 12 years and moved back a couple years ago.
Oh, that's so cool. Are you the one that curated the booth?
Yes.
I just gotta say, it looks amazing. It's so well curated. It
Thank
grabs
you.
your attention. So you have a total of 3 artists, correct?
Yes, in this booth.
Okay, that's so cool. And you represent more artists in your gallery?
Yeah, we've worked with probably over 40 artists in total, but we don't exclusively represent any of these artists because we don't have a permanent location, so we don't want to limit them to just showing with us when we can't be sure what opportunities we'll have for them.
Absolutely, that makes so much sense. And is this your first time at the Affordable Art Fair?
It is, yes. So we were lucky enough to receive the fellowship, and it is a program for 3 editions of the fair, and this is our first time around.
Oh wow, congratulations, that's so cool.
Thank you.
And do you have any other art fairs you're participating this year or next year?
So we just participated in Spring Break Art Show. But nothing else. Thank you. Nothing else for this season.
Okay, awesome. And then, like, how, a little behind the scenes, like, how did you put this together? Like, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, so I've worked with all of these artists before. We had a solo show with Uzo in 2023 called Apartment 26, and she showed some of these works, and we turned the gallery into the apartment that she paints in the paintings.
Yeah.
And so this wallpaper she designed,
oh, wow.
and we had it installed in the gallery for that show, and we kind of built out a living room with some of her furniture designs
That's
as
amazing.
well. And then we have Johanna, who also had a solo show, and her work is a mixture between textile and painting. And something really interesting is that she has, because she kind of just paints freely on canvases and then tears them up and sews them back together, there's actually painting on the other side. So what we did was hang them from the center of the room so people could see
both sides. That's so creative.
And then we have Gabriella Kramer, who is here with us today, and she is an abstract painter, and we paired her with another artist named Nicole James. So we had small exhibitions with all 3 of these artists, and I thought they went really nicely together.
Oh my god, they absolutely do. That's so cool. And do you represent mostly painters, or do you have like photographers, sculptures?
Yeah, so we mostly do painters, but we're always looking for other mediums. Sculpture and photography can be a little bit hard because you have to think about printing the photography and framing it, which can be expensive. And working with emerging artists, we don't always have the funds on their end to have all of that production.
Yeah.
And as an emerging gallery, we can't always take on that overhead. And then sculpture, you have to think about pedestals and that kind of thing, but we're always open to it, and we really like to make the space immersive, and sculpture is a great way to do that.
Oh, I love that. And were you always in the arts? That's like, how did your love of art, where did your love of art come from?
Yeah, so I grew up always doing different forms of art. My mom went to art school, and she's a sculptor.
Oh, nice.
And she also restores antiques, but her parents were both painters, and they were studying under abstract expressionists in the 60s, and they were really involved with legislation that was going on to find affordable housing for artists, and they ended up buying 2 buildings in the West Village with another family, which at the time were pretty cheap. It wasn't a developed neighborhood yet, and it obviously grew a lot in value, and they put the grandkids' names on it as we were born, and so it sold when I was in college studying art history, and I had been interning in the art world. And I really enjoyed working with artists and kind of being hands-on with the art itself, but found that the art world wasn't the place I had hoped it would be.
Yeah.
So when I found out I was getting money from that building selling, I started planning a gallery. And I took business classes in college and used it as my project for all of those classes and got feedback on my business plan. And then when I graduated, kind of just went head first.
Oh wow, that's
into,
amazing.
Yeah, the business.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Where do you see Harsh Collective in like 10 years? Like, what do you hope to do?
I hope we have a brick and mortar, a permanent space. I really hope that we have the opportunity to do a lot of events where we can build a little bit of a community in the art world and make it more of a welcoming place. Really make artists and art lovers be that place where they can connect. And collectors can get to know artists can get to understand collectors and viewers.
That's amazing.
Kind of mutually beneficial, enjoyable space.
That's so cool. And how was the curating process for you? Like, how do you put it together? Do you have to have like all of the work in front of you? Do you plan it on the iPad, or is it very organic for you?
Yeah, a lot of the times it really comes together when I see the pieces in person. So for Gabriella's show, she was paired with an artist who does figurative work, very detailed still lives, but there's often a sense of motion in them, so it's hard to call them still lives a little bit. But we thought the colors went really nicely together, but when we finally got them in the same room, there were these crazy compositional similarities. And so all of this gets planned in sort of a business sense. And then when you see the art in person, everything just changes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And can you share the gallery's Instagram, please?
Yeah, it's Harsh Collective NYC.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Loved hearing all the stories, and I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we see each other around too. And best of luck this weekend. Thank you so much. And guys, we're in booth F3. Please check them out.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online. This is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
Edit. Alright guys, today I'm here with Gabriella Kramer at Affordable Art Fair in booth F3. How are you, Gabriella?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Can you tell me a little bit about the artwork you're exhibiting here?
Sure. So this specific artwork is called I'm 1994, so I was born in 1994, and a lot of it has to do with expressing adolescence and stepping into womanhood and something a bit more mature. I use a lot of color and color pairings that are very vibrant, and there's a lot of movement on the paintings, and it's supposed to express a kind of playfulness and evoke fun, and not that everything needs to be so serious and kind of stuck in our ways.
Yeah. That's so cool. And how's your creative process? Like how do you keep track of your ideas? Do you write them down? Is it organic for you?
So I write a lot. Like I write a lot of things that evoke, that make me inspired or have emotion. So sometimes things that could have come up for me in childhood and names of paintings, and I kind of flow from that idea and that creative place. So this painting here, The Father, the Son, and the Ghost, I painted after Mexico, my trip in Mexico City. I was really inspired with the Catholic Church. And a lot of like the motifs that are seen in churches and in Christianity. So I painted and used a lot of that and what I was feeling to paint.
That's amazing. And are you an artist that you like to paint during the nighttime or the daytime? How is that for you?
Wow, it's all over. Sometimes really early in the morning, sometimes at 2 a.m.
Oh, so, nice. It's like pretty spontaneous.
Yeah, it's spontaneous. Yeah, it's hard for me to be like 9 to 5 every day painting. It's sporadic throughout the day.
Yeah, love that. And what's your studio process like? As soon as you get to your studio, you're able to sit down and paint? Or do you have a coffee, meditate,
I get a coffee, and I like putting on the radio because I like being surprised. So I put on 101.
And do you like the speaker, or do you prefer headphones?
I actually just use my computer speaker.
Oh, nice. That's true.
Just to have not something pressed up against my ears, and I like to just hear the space.
Yeah.
And then I kind of do a little movement and then start painting.
Oh, that's so cool. And do you work mostly with paintings, or do you do other mediums?
So I do mainly paint. So I do a lot of painting. Sometimes I do works on paper.
Okay.
But the main thing is paint. I like to get down and dirty and use a lot of mediums.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That's so cool. And do you work with, is it acrylic or oil pastels?
So I do, it's also oil, oil pastels, oil stick, spray paint, acrylic. graphite ink. There's about like 7 to 9 different mediums on each painting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And is the process very organic for you? Like, are you able to start a painting and like, do you have to finish, or can you like bounce back and chill?
No. Some paintings it takes me months, and there's like a lot of them have layers. So it's just until I feel that I've expressed what I wanted to. Some I can finish, and sometimes I've done paintings in 24 hours of like 2 back-to-back days of just being in the studio all morning to night. So yeah, it really depends on where I'm at in my headspace.
And do you get like any anxiety? Like, do you feel like you tell yourself, oh my gosh, I have to finish this?
Definitely.
Or are you an artist that you're able to like step back from it, go back to real life, chill out, and then return to it?
I think that's actually part of my process and part of the meditation, and I think that's what is so therapeutic about painting is constantly telling yourself that you're in for the journey, and to not give yourself a deadline in that way, and to really experience that process of it's okay to take a step back. And actually I really try and force myself to take a step back so I can relook at things differently. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that you're so chill, because a lot of artists that I talk to, they're so like keen on like finishing the work, locking themselves in the studio, and I love that you're able to step back, and probably that's why your work is so like calming and relaxing to look at. You know, it's like a portal into like a chill vibe. You know, it's I love trying to figure out like where you started, where you finished, like seeing the layers. So, but hearing you now speak about the work, it makes a lot of sense.
But for the record, I'm very anxious, so I'm not that chill.
Well, you're a very chill person. And do you have anything else going on this year or next year?
So this is right now the last show that I've signed up for, and I'm taking like a tiny bit of a hiatus just for a few months.
Okay.
Just to paint a little bit. I was in back-to-back shows. I did Spring Break Art Fair. I had like 3 shows over the summer.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. So it was really intense. But I'm open to like having other shows. Maybe there'll be something in the next few months, but I'm also happy for a little
congratulations.
break.
Is there any other mediums you want to tackle, like photography, sculptures in the future?
So my next one is ceramics. So I want to do ceramic sculptures in my abstract way. So with the glaze and painting them like kind of like figures. That can be 3D. So that's my next thing I want to tackle.
I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. And guys, this is Booth F3. And can you give us your Instagram account so everybody can follow you?
Gabriela Kramer, Gabriela Kramer, Kramer, one word.
Period. Thank you again.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online.